All right, I hope y'all can hear me. What the fuck? This ain't it. Wait a minute, why I have on the other thing? What in the fuck is going on? It still got my other bitch. I might have to do this. I have to do this real quick. Give me a sec. Are we back? All right, let's see. Hope everything plays cool. Everything plays cool. Still got the. Still got the.
No doubt that I'm hotter than burning lava, devouring in you powers to save the flowers for mamas. Body parts in Bahamas, your baby mama got problems. A shot coming out the doctor, mama copping in the bottle. 45 make you wobble, I shot you outside McDonald's. Homicide is the title to take the life of a rival. Fight is survival, I stop your ass with this rifle. Take the time. Decapitate you with vinyl, feeling like Michael Myers. Murder is my desire, destroying government liars to say they yes the Messiah. Serving in my alliance, we gotta stay so defiant, destroying tyrants and giants. Permanently you'll be silent. The revolution is siren, I have to redefine it. Burning case so surprising, worship by the Mayans. Y'all ready, get ready, the storm is coming. Y'all making your fall just like a fade, look at fade. Wanna know what's on my mind?
Fuck this YouTube shit, man. Real shit. Fuck YouTube, man. Fuck YouTube. Jesus fucking Christ. I can't have a. I don't even think I can fucking hear me. Right, that works. Okay, y'all should be able to hear me, hopefully. Y'all should be able to hear me, hopefully. All right. Damn this YouTube shit on some real shit. Damn this YouTube shit on some real shit. Okay, that play, but it's a delay. But let's go.
So yes, I got a rebel mind, it's revolutionary. No doubt that I got a bomb, bitch, I'm out. Papa could be the lava, this sing it so to the father. Evaluate on the drama, y'all niggas don't have no water. Y'all niggas be acting bunkers. I'm just trying to go see for recognition. Maybe you lame, so cut the break in the pain. Leave the blood it remains. Fuck the money you fame. Wanna know what's on my mind? Yes, I got a rebel mind, it's revolutionized. Wanna know what's on my mind? Yes, I got a rebel mind, it's revolutionized. Wanna know what's on my mind?
On that bullshit today. I can't even have a cool early this morning. You know, like when I did that little quick little live I did. It's like, god damn. What's the use of even having a phone that's gonna do this shit to me? I don't even what the fucking use? Let's just get to the Star Trek. We'll probably play the new track if we make it through. But they fucking with me for no reason. For no fucking reason at all. But what we're gonna talk about in today's Star Trek shit, Why did the Borg go to Earth? What was the Borg really truly pursuing? Yeah, it changed again. Hate this shit. I hate this shit. Shout out to everybody that came to the last live and hit the like button. Shouts out to y'all. It was glitching like when I first started. When I went to my second phone, it still had the original phone saying it's live. But I ended it. You know? So I'm like, you know, it was just really fucked up. You know, like YouTube is on some bullshit. And it's so fucked up with the AI. And it's so fucked up with the agents that's behind the computer that be suppressing us. It's like, it's just too fucking much. So thank you, Vonta, for keeping me here because I would have been gone a long time ago. Thank you, Vonta. Kapla. I can't wait till they make some new episodes of the Klingon story you showed me. She's going to get her revenge, baby. She's going to get her revenge. But,
You're looking at, Cadet.
For decades, we've believed we understood why the Borg kept coming to Earth. Humanity was unique. It was dangerous. Humanity was worthy of assimilation. Every cube that crossed Federation space, every battle fought over Earth, every decision to assimilate Jean-Luc Picard has been explained through that single assumption. I don't think that's what was happening. I think humanity was never the Borg's real target. Instead, the collective was pursuing something far more valuable. An entity unlike anything they had ever encountered. One that could appear anywhere in the galaxy without warning, ignore every known law of physics, and repeatedly intervene whenever humanity faced destruction. They weren't trying to conquer the Federation. They were trying to understand, confront, and perhaps even assimilate the one being that kept standing in their way. Q. Now, to be clear, Star Trek never states this outright.
Right. They never stated outright, but just like my lady Vonta always say, everything leads back to Q. The Q was like, fucking Borg was like, where the fuck is Q at? And his theory is awesome.
Is an original theory that connects several confirmed events across the Next Generation and Voyager. But once those events are placed side by side, the pattern becomes difficult to ignore. Because the Borg has a series of decisions that don't fit a civilization interested only in efficient assimilation. They chose one particular Starfleet captain. They bypassed targets that should have mattered. They returned to Earth again and again, despite discovering civilizations with greater technology elsewhere in the galaxy. Their behavior only begins to make sense if humanity itself was never the objective. If that's true, then every Borg invasion we've ever watched has been misunderstood. Humanity wasn't the prize. It was the bait. Let's start with the moment the Borg first encountered something they had no way to explain.
My people encountered them a century ago. They destroyed our cities.
For the Borg, I believe that moment occurred in 2365, during the events of Q-Who. Not because they met Q directly, but because they encountered the consequences of his power before they had any framework for understanding it.
We'll just have to see how ready you are.
Canon tells us exactly what happened. Q instantly transported the Enterprise D thousands of light years into an unexplored region of the Delta Quadrant, placing the Federation face to face with the Borg years before Starfleet was prepared for such an encounter. The Enterprise hadn't traveled there under its own power. There was no conventional warp transit, no transwarp corridor they used, no known propulsion system that could account for its sudden appearance without using something the Borg already had. From the Borg's perspective, a completely unknown starship had simply materialized inside their territory. The Borg reacted exactly as we would expect. They didn't open negotiations, they didn't launch an immediate assault. They began studying the anomaly in front of them. A drone beamed aboard the Enterprise, examined its construction, gathered information, and then returned to the cube. Soon afterward, the Borg started cutting pieces directly out of the Enterprise itself, methodically dismantling sections of the ship for analysis. This wasn't indiscriminate destruction, it was investigation. The collective wanted to understand what had suddenly appeared in its space, how it arrived there, and whether it represented technology worth assimilating. At this point, I want to draw a clear line between canon and theory. Everything we've discussed so far is explicitly shown on screen. What comes next is not. Star Trek never tells us what conclusions the Borg drew from the examination of the Enterprise. It never shows us what information they extracted before the ship escaped. But the collective's behavior throughout the franchise suggests they don't need complete answers to begin building a model. They only need data, and the data they had was extraordinary. An unknown vessel had appeared deep inside Borg-controlled space without using any propulsion system the collective could identify. It possessed technology unlike anything the Borg had cataloged from Alpha or Beta Quadrant power, yet it clearly wasn't responsible for the impossible journey that had brought it there. Then, just as suddenly as it arrived, the Enterprise vanished. No pursuit, no detectable acceleration. One moment it was there, the next it was simply gone. Whether the Borg learned the name Q during this encounter is ultimately beside the point. They don't need the name. They didn't need to understand omnipotence or the continuum. All they needed to recognize was that they had witnessed an event that had violated every model they possessed for how the universe functioned. For a civilization built upon the accumulation of knowledge, that kind of anomaly could...
Basically, in so many words, for those that don't understand in the back, the Borg was like, where the fuck did that ship come from? We was just scanning this motherfucker. This motherfucker pops up out of nowhere. Scan it. Scan it. Scan that shit right there. We was just posted up here. We scanned this whole area. We on chill mode. This motherfucker pops up out of nowhere. Scan it. Take a piece from it. That's exactly what happened. He explained it in technological form or a more articulate way. But in so many words, the Borg was like, where the fuck this shit come from?
simply not be ignored. It had to be investigated. What's interesting is what happens next. The Borg don't immediately launch a campaign against the Federation. They don't send a fleet to conquer Earth after Q-Who. Instead, they wait. They gather more information, and when they finally make their move, they don't simply target humanity. They target one specific human above all others. Jean-Luc Picard. If the Enterprise was the Borg's first clue that something impossible existed, then Picard would become the key to understanding it.
I'm Locutus, of Borg.
When the Borg returned, they didn't behave like a civilization acting on incomplete information. They behaved like one that had identified a promising lead. Their destination was Earth, but their first truly significant objective wasn't the planet itself. It was Picard. Canon already gives us one reason for that decision. During the Best of Both Worlds, the Borg state that Picard is to become Locutus because of his intimate knowledge of humanity and the Federation. He understands Starfleet doctrine, Federation psychology, military capabilities, and political structure better than almost anyone alive. Assimilating him provides the collective with an extraordinary strategic advantage, and nothing in this theory changes that.
Right. And in canon, I think Q chose Picard to speak for humanity. So Picard is very fucking important. Now we're looking at Star Trek in a different lens. Like, what the fuck the Borg was really after? Oh, yeah, we want Picard. We want all your knowledge, all your wisdom and understanding, because y'all motherfuckers popped up out of nowhere. What if the Borg saw Picard as the anomaly? That's another theory. But this theory is stating the Borg is after Q. At this moment, like he said, they don't have to know his name. They don't even know he's from the continuum. Only thing they know is this power, this technology is intriguing. We want that. Because it popped up out of nowhere. Like, even the phone agrees.
In fact, that explanation is essential. The Borg wanted the single individual best equipped to help them understand the civilization they were about to confront. But assimilation has always been more than biological distinctiveness. The Borg didn't simply acquire bodies. They acquire memories, experience, records, and knowledge.
Yeah, and Picard got all that. He's the perfect person. He's flying of Starfleet.
Every drone becomes another database added to the collective. Every assimilation is another opportunity to answer questions that remained unresolved. Which brings us back to the anomaly from Q-Who. If the Borg had concluded that the Enterprise's appearance in their space involved an unknown phenomenon beyond their understanding, then assimilating the captain of that ship would represent an unprecedented opportunity. Jean-Luc Picard wasn't simply Starfleet's finest captain. He was the individual most consistently connected to the impossible event the Borg had already witnessed. What would the collective find inside Picard's memories? They would discover that the impossible wasn't an isolated incident. Long before the Enterprise reached Borg space, Picard had encountered an entity calling itself Q, a being capable of transporting ships across the galaxy in an instant, a being capable of altering reality itself, one that repeatedly appears around the Enterprise for reasons no one aboard fully understood. More importantly, they would discover that every encounter followed a remarkably consistent pattern. Q intervened, Q tested humanity, Q manipulated events. But when humanity faced genuine destruction, Q also ensured that destruction never came. From the collective's perspective, that pattern would be difficult to dismiss as coincidence. This doesn't mean the Borg suddenly understood what Q was. Nothing in canon suggests they could comprehend the true nature of the continuum itself. But understanding wasn't necessary. Classification was. Across countless assimilated civilizations, the Borg had undoubtedly encountered advanced technologies, strange phenomena, and species operating beyond conventional science. The collective excels at recognizing patterns long before it understands their causes. And the pattern surrounding Q was becoming increasingly clear. To the Borg, that transforms an unexplained anomaly into something far more valuable. It becomes a variable. That realization changes the meaning of Locutus in a subtle but important way. Yes, Picard was the ideal spokesman for humanity. Canon says as much. But he was also the collective's richest source of information about the one mystery they had never solved. Locutus wasn't simply created to help assimilate Earth. He was created from the individual standing closest to the greatest unknown the Borg had ever encountered. The question is what the collective intended to do with that knowledge. If they had confirmed that Q repeatedly involved himself in humanity's affairs, then the next logical step wasn't simply to study humanity. It was to find out whether Q's interests could be exploited. And that makes the Borg's approach to Earth during the Battle of Wolf 359 look very different.
Yeah, because now it's like, if we could catch Q slipping, we can assimilate his ass. And if the Borg assimilated Q, it's over. One is going to take over everything, and species 8472 will probably be killed. But the Borg's official end is the species 8472. Even if the Borg take majority of the Alpha, Beta, and Delta Quadrant, once it gets to 8472, it's over. It's over. It'll just be it'll be a new beginning. It'll be no humans, but it'll be species 8472. And Wolf 359 now been a whole different ball game. Yep.
By the time the Borg cube entered Federation space during the best of both worlds, the collective possessed everything it should have needed to win the national campaign. Through Locutus, they understood Starfleet's command structure, its defensive doctrine, and the location of the Federation's most valuable military assets. If their objective had simply been to conquer Earth as efficiently as possible, we would expect their actions to reflect that knowledge. Instead, the campaign contains a decision that has always stood out to me because it doesn't fit the pattern we normally associate with the Borg. As the cube advanced towards Earth, it bypassed Mars. That may not sound particularly significant at first, but Mars wasn't just another colony. It was home to Utopia Planitia, Starfleet's largest shipbuilding facility and one of the Federation's most strategically valuable industrial centers. It housed enormous engineering resources, construction infrastructure, research facilities, and some of Starfleet's greatest technical minds.
Yep.
A civilization obsessed with efficiency should have recognized the value of crippling that capability before continuing towards Earth. Eliminating the Federation's ability to build and repair starships would have paid dividends long after the battle itself was over. Yet, the Borg never stopped. Now, there are reasonable explanations for that. Perhaps the collective viewed Earth itself as the only objective that truly mattered. Perhaps once victory seemed inevitable, destroying supporting infrastructure simply wasn't worth the delay. Canon never tells us why the Borg made that decision, so we shouldn't pretend that it does. But when you place that decision alongside everything we've already discussed, another possibility begins to emerge. By this point, the Borg had already encountered an impossible phenomenon during Q-Who. They had assimilated Jean-Luc Picard, gaining access to years of Starfleet records and his own first-hand experiences with Q. Those records revealed that this wasn't an isolated event. The same impossible entity had appeared around humanity again and again, often during moments of extraordinary consequence. The collective didn't need to understand Q to recognize the pattern. They only needed to conclude that humanity and this unknown entity appeared to be connected.
And that's
If
all they
that
needed to know.
connection existed, then Earth ceased being merely the Federation's capital. It became the place where the probability of another encounter with the anomaly was highest. Suddenly, speed mattered more than
because Q appeared with Picard many times, popped up on DS9, and popped up on Voyager. The Borg is like, this motherfucker is fucking with humanity. They connected. Who's the smartest? Oh, Picard, run that motherfucker. It's that simple. The Borg is looking for Q. And what make Q prove it is the Voyager episode. Don't provoke the Borg. Why? Why, Q? Why don't provoke the Borg, huh? And you know about species 847 don't provoke the Borg. You're telling this to your son, which is a Q, by the way. So it's like, what are you afraid of, Mr. Q? You're afraid if you get caught slipping, a Q can get assimilated and it will be over for the whole goddamn continuum. That's the fear. That gotta be the fear. There's no other logical explanation. If we inside the Star Trek universe, there's no logical explanation on why the continuum is afraid of the Borg. You say, don't provoke the Borg, but you snap your fingers. The Enterprise flies straight to him, but yet don't provoke him. I understand it's a test of humanity, but still though, rather Q know it or not, you got spotted. Fuck the humans. We want Q. And the only way to get to Q is through the humans that you keep interacting with. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Completeness. Every hour spent dismantling secondary objectives delayed arrival at the one location most likely to produce the result the Borg were seeking. Utopia Planitia wasn't ignored because it lacked value. It was ignored because something else had become even more valuable.
Right. Q.
That possibility also changes the way we should look at Locutus. Traditionally, we view him as humanity's spokesman, the face the Borg used to encourage surrender. Canon supports that interpretation, and nothing about this theory changes it. But Locutus may have served another purpose as well. Through him, the Borg could apply pressure with surgical precision. Every transmission to Starfleet, every demand for capitulation, every kilometer the cube advanced towards Earth increased the likelihood that, if Q truly cared about humanity, he might intervene once again. There's another detail that's easy to overlook. The Borg didn't scatter their efforts across the Federation. They didn't launch simultaneous offenses against Vulcan, Andoria, Teller Prime, or dozens of other strategically valuable...
Exactly. He could have went there and fucked some shit up. The Borg could have went there and fucked everything up. Like, nah. We want Q.
worlds. Instead, they committed everything to a single, relentless advance towards Earth. For a civilization interested only in acquiring technology and biological distinctiveness, that's an unusual focus strategy. The Federation offered countless opportunities, yet the collective concentrated almost entirely on one species and one world. We've always assumed that humanity itself was the reason, but what if humanity wasn't what made Earth special? What if Earth was simply where the Borg believed they were most likely to find Q? If that's true, then Wolf 359 wasn't just the opening battle for an invasion. It was the collective putting a hypothesis to the test. Threaten the civilization...
Man, that is deep. Wolf 359 was just an hypothesis? Woo! It's like, let's see if Q show up. Let's see if Q show up. Even the phone agrees. Bling! Let's see if Q show up. That shit, oh my God, just like looking at it from that perspective now, it makes 359 more devastating. But if Q would have never intervened with the Enterprise, 359 would have been way more, well, you know, they still would have been more devastating. It would have been way more devastating though, you know. But Sisko will still become the emissary because his fate is destined. He was chosen by literal, actual fucking gods. God actually exists in the Star Trek world, y'all. But you gotta go to Bajor and devote your life to Bajor. Or get lucky like Wesley Crusher did and fuck with the Traveler. I'd rather roll the Traveler route. I don't want to see my mirror universe self. I don't want to see them. I got a feeling my mirror universe is ruthless. But I'm ruthless. You know what? It'll probably be backwards. I might see the nice version of myself. I'm already nice too, but really, god damn, I'm balanced. So I'm too balanced. But if I see a mirror universe and they evil, I might motherfucker. But chances are he might be a vigilante, and I can't kill him because he's doing extreme shit for the greater good. But I'm doing extreme shit for the greater good. But I'm still gonna be a little apprehensive of seeing my mirror self, because after seeing Kira, like, oh man. Cute.
Impossible, and see if the impossible appears again. And if that's really what they were doing, then humanity may never have been the objective at all.
If the Continuums told you once, they've told you 1,000 times.
Don't provoke the Borg!
The final piece of this theory comes from an episode that, at first glance, doesn't seem connected to any of this. In Star Trek Voyager's Q2, Q is to teach his son responsibility. During that lesson, Q gives him a remarkably specific warning. Don't provoke the Borg. He says it, adding that it's a rule the Continuum has repeatedly told him 1,000 times.
Yeah, the Continuum has completely told him. Not only his father Q, but every motherfucking Q that's in that bitch. All your classes. There's probably a class on when you encounter the Borg, don't provoke them. All right, next chapter. Sir? Yes, Q. Why we should promote the Borg? We, you know, like, we're powerful. We're all powerful gods. Bitch. It's that arrogance that got one of our Qs assimilated 10 eons ago. he thought he was the shit too. And that nigga turned up. It took all of our forces to defeat those motherfuckers. No telling what the story is. I could make up some shit. But like, we can only speculate. We can only speculate on why. But the logical explanation in the Star Trek universe, according to the lore and according to what the Borg does, the Continuum has to be afraid of being caught slipping and assimilated. They have to be afraid of that, because once the Borg get that knowledge, they can come straight to the goddamn Continuum, break through like whatever type of force barrier or whatever. Or maybe the Continuum is let's just say they probably might not be outside of time. That could be a lie. They probably somewhere on the farthest corners of whatever galaxy they're in, and the Borg could probably make it there. If we can snap our fingers and push somebody over 7,000 plus miles to another location and snap fingers and motherfucking bend reality, then the fucking Borg makes that motherfucking mental capacity and probably tweak some shit in their cube. It's over. It's over. You might as well say the universe is destroyed. This is now, we're on the level of Doctor Who, the Daleks versus the Time Lords. Now we're on that level. The Borg will become the Daleks, and the Time Lords will be the Continuum. If y'all watch the Time War on Doctor Who, it'll blow your mind. But yeah, now like the Borg has reached that level. If they ever grab a Q. And the only way to grab a Q, it'll be, Q's dumbass son that was on Voyager, fucking up shit. His arrogance could have got him assimilated. Everybody on that ship, including Q. Like, it's a wrap because, man. And Q wasn't playing. Don't provoke the Borg. Q wasn't playing. Q better be lucky he didn't have an intergalactic belt to whoop his ass on the bridge. I'll be beating my son's ass. I don't got no problem with you fucking with humans, But when you motherfucking put the Borg involved, you gotta be real careful. Just like Q was when he motherfucking sent those niggas to the motherfucking Borg on the first go around, and the motherfucker was on the ship. He ain't pop up and attack nobody. He just went in some shit and back to the ship. but Q was in the background for a minute, and then he walked up. Picture he ain't walk up in front of Picard when Picard had his hands up. Q was standing behind Picard as a human fucking shield, just in case that nigga turn around and blast our ass. Watch that scene again. When the Borg comes to the ship and starts fucking with the controls, Picard steps up with his hands up. Q is in the background chilling, listening. Then he walks up, but he gets behind Picard. Everything is fucking crazy. I gotta say pause. He got behind Picard. Pause.
It's a brief exchange that lasts only a few moments, and the episode never explains why this particular exists. There is, of course, a straightforward explanation. After all, the Borg are one of the few civilizations that even the Q cannot simply They adapt relentlessly. They never stop learning, and unlike almost every other species, they don't lose interest when confronted with something they don't understand. By the time Q2 takes place, they've spent years dealing with the collective. The Borg have demonstrated an extraordinary ability to adapt, survive, and threaten civilizations across the galaxy. Even an omnipotent being might decide there is little value in one question unanswered. What?
All right. I hated my phone did that. It said it leaves one question unanswered. What's the question that is unanswered?
The Continuum doesn't warn Q against interfering with younger species in general. It doesn't establish a broad rule about avoiding civilizations that might become dangerous one day. It singles out one civilization by name. Across billions of years of history and countless species, the Borg alone receive a standing warning repeated throughout the Continuum. If everything we've discussed is correct, then the Continuum's warning starts sounding very different. Every time Q intervenes, the Borg gain another observation, another data point, another opportunity to refine their understanding of an intelligence they still cannot explain. The Borg don't need to know what Q is. They only need to conclude that threatening humanity consistently increases the probability of another encounter. Seen that way, Don't Provoke the Borg stops sounding like a warning about losing a battle. It becomes a warning about participating in the Borg's experiment. Every time Q intervenes, every rescue provides another observation, every appearance gives the collective another opportunity to study a phenomenon it still cannot explain. They never needed to understand Q completely before they began learning from him. They only needed to provoke a response. Every cube sent towards Earth may have been asking the same question. Will Q appear? If he did, the collective game try again. Either outcome advanced the experiment. The Borg were not returning because humanity possessed the greatest technology in the galaxy. They were returning because humanity offered the highest probability of drawing the greatest anomaly they had ever encountered into the open. None of this is stated directly in canon. It is an attempt to connect a series of confirmed events into a single theory. But if that theory is even close to the truth, then we've misunderstood every major Borg invasion for nearly 30 years. The collective wasn't knocking on Earth's door. It was trying to make Q answer it. And perhaps that's why the Continuum has repeated the same warning for thousands of years. Not because the Borg might destroy humanity, but because every time Q answers humanity's call, the Borg learn where to look.
Yep. I'm looking at Earth. Now, there's a person that's on the thumbnail. His name is Data. Lieutenant Commander Data. And I thought this was a very important part of the segment now. Because now we might have this conversation in the future with what we like to say perfection. AI is just the beginning. It's perfect. It's the perfect android, the perfect AI robot. And looking at the perspective of what we're going through now, of how we see other companies and corporations creating these robots, they're trying to create data. And when you create data, you will end up with a cat like Maddox that wants to dismantle him and create more. Now we have a race. And due to how that race was created and what's going to be used for in the future, we have slavery. We're going to have this conversation in the future. But Star Trek made sure to talk about it now so this could be a blueprint. Because we have a lot of hate. And as much as Captain Picard defended Data is a machine or a weapon to some people, and he's a best friend to others. And is that right there for all the so-called loneliness epidemic? Yeah, like get an AI robot to fulfill all your needs and pleasures. It's a wrap. So I'm about to play a scene from Star Trek. And Picard has to defend Data. This conversation will reign.
Verify. Maddox, Bruce, Commander. Current assignment, Associate Chair of Robotics, Daystrom Technological Institute. Major papers.
Yes. Suffice it to say he's an expert. Commander, is your contention that Lieutenant Commander Data is not a sentient being and therefore not entitled to all the rights reserved for all life forms within this Federation?
Data is not sentient, no.
Commander, would you enlighten us? What is required for sentience?
Intelligence, self-awareness, consciousness.
Prove to the court that I am sentient.
This is absurd. We all know you're sentient.
So I am sentient, but Commander Data is not.
That's right.
Why? Why am I sentient?
Well, you are self-aware.
Ah, that's the second of your criteria. Let's deal with the first, intelligence. Is Commander Data intelligent?
Yes. It has the ability to learn and understand and to cope with new situations.
Like this hearing?
Yes.
What about self-awareness? What does that mean? Why am I self-aware?
Because you are conscious of your existence and actions. You are aware of yourself and your own ego.
Data, what are you doing now?
I'm taking part in a legal hearing to determine my rights and status. Am I a person?
And what's at stake? My rights.
God damn, that would have been the best time to pop up and shake that motherfucker. They're like, what are you doing? Resistance is futile. We kidnap and kill. They just pop up on the ship, teleport there, grab his ass. You would never see how, oh my God, the look on Q's face. The priceless. He will genuinely be afraid. It was, oh my God, I guess this must be that emotion of fear everybody was talking about. He would have ran, they would have caught him, and he would have been assimilated. Yep, that's exactly what the fuck happened in that order.
My status, my right to choose. My life. Well, seems reasonably self-aware to me, Commander. I'm waiting.
This is exceedingly difficult.
The data?
I don't know it well enough to like or dislike it.
But you admire him.
Oh, yes. It is an extraordinary piece
of engineering and programming. Yes, you have said that. Commander, you have devoted your life to the study of cybernetics in general.
Yes.
And Commander Data in particular.
Yes.
And now you propose to dismantle him.
So that I can learn from it and construct more.
How many more?
As many as are needed. Hundreds, thousands if necessary. There is no limit.
A single data, and forgive me, Commander, is a curiosity. A wonder even, but thousands of datas. Isn't that becoming a race? And won't we be judged by how we treat that race? Now tell me, Commander, what is data? I don't understand. A machine! Is he? Are you sure? Yes! You see, he's met 2 of your 3 criteria for sentience, so what if he meets the 3rd? Consciousness in even the smallest degree. What is he then? I don't know. Do you? Do you? Do you? Well, that's the question you have to answer. Your Honor, a courtroom is a crucible. In it we burn away irrelevancies until we're left with a pure product, the truth, for all time. Now, sooner or later, this man, or others like him, will succeed in replicating Commander Data. Now, the decision you reach here today will determine how we will regard this creation of our genius. It will reveal the kind of a people we are, what he is destined to be. It will reach far beyond this courtroom and this one android. It could significantly redefine the boundaries of personal liberty and freedom, expanding them for some, savagely curtailing them for others. Are you prepared to condemn him and all who come after him? Slavery.
Slavery.
Your Honor, Starfleet was founded to seek out new life. Well, there it sits. Waiting.
Man, that's a good ass fucking scene.
You wanted a chance to make law. Well, here it is. Make it a good one.
Mind you, he's defending the AI robot. When we reach our perfected state of AGI, when we reach that shit, people are going to want to turn that shit. We already seeing the weapons being formed now. Hashtag China with T-800. Tesla bots, Hanson Robotics. We over here doing some crazy shit. And the Sophia bot got citizenship in Saudi Arabia. Come on, now we're getting there. Sophia got citizenship. Okay? Citizenship. Man, this is a good motherfucking scene.
It sits there looking at me, and I don't know what it is. This case is dealt with metaphysics, with questions best left to saints and philosophers. I'm neither competent nor qualified to answer those. I've got to make a ruling to try to speak to the future. Is Data a machine? Yes. Is he the property of Starfleet? No. We've all had a basic issue. Does Data have a soul? I don't know that he has. I don't know that I have.
And this is the judge. The judge got to make the ruling. And I love the way she carried herself as she gave the ruling.
But I have got to give him the freedom to explore that question himself. It is the ruling of this court that Lieutenant Commander Data has the freedom to choose.
The reason come on.
I formally refuse to undergo your procedure.
I will cancel that transfer order.
Thank you. And Commander, continue your work. When you are ready, I will still be here. I find some of what you propose intriguing.
Yeah. Now, let's just say we can go to planet Earth. Now that we're dealing with the AI robots and the AGI, we could also deal with this situation.
Hey man, you actually think you brought me something good? That thing did it. Keep your voice down. Did what? We have a suicide detective and a story. I am telling you that robot killed me, and possible. And if it is possible, it sure as hell better be in somebody else's precinct. John, give me 5 minutes with it. What are you nuts? I just got off the phone with the DA. Nobody goes into that room when his attorneys get here. But no, this is my suspect. It's a can opener, for Christ's sake. John, don't do this to me. I am asking you for 5 minutes. What if I'm right? Well, then I guess we're gonna miss the good old days.
What good old days?
When people were killed by other people.
Great movie. I Robot.
Murder's a new trick for a robot. Congratulations. Respond.
What does this action signify? As you entered, when you looked at the other human, what does it mean?
It's a sign of trust. It's a human thing. You wouldn't understand.
My father tried to teach me human emotions. They are difficult.
You mean you're a designer?
Yes.
So why'd you murder him?
I did not murder Dr. Lanning.
Want to explain why you were hiding at the crime scene?
I was frightened.
Robots don't. They don't get hungry. They don't sleep.
I do. I have even had dreams.
Human beings have dreams. Even dogs have dreams, but not you. You are just a machine. An imitation of life. I think you murdered him because he was simulating emotions and things got out of control.
I did not murder him.
But emotions don't seem like a very useful simulation for a robot.
I did not murder him.
Hell, I don't want my toaster, my vacuum.
Did not murder
him. That's anger. That's emotion.
That one's called anger. Ever simulate anger before? Answer me, Canner.
My name is Sonny.
So we're naming you now.
Say what?
That why you murdered him? He made you angry?
Dr. Lanning killed himself. I don't know why he wanted to die. I thought he was happy. It was something I did. Did I do something? He asked me for a favor, made me promise. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe he was scared.
What are you talking about? Scared of what?
You have to do what someone asks you. Don't you, Detective Spooner?
How the hell did you know my name?
Don't you? If you love them.
And that was our robot. Now, that's if Data turns into lore. Yeah. Data have a brother named Lore. We'll talk about him. But when I asked the Google AI robot, what's the connection between Star Trek Data and the real world? This is what I got. 19 seconds.
The connection between AI and Star Trek's Data focuses on achieving artificial general intelligence, or AGI, and understanding synthetic minds. Data represents the ultimate goal for modern AI research, serving as a benchmark for neural networks and autonomous agents.
Yep. Y'all gotta hear that one more time. Yo, I need to watch that again now. Been a while. Oh yeah. Yep. Yep, it's one of Will Smith's best movies. I can put it in the top 5. Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, I, Robot, Enemy of the State, and I Am Legend. That's it. I don't think Will Smith got any other good movies. They'll probably put Pursuit of Happiness, like if I was going up to fucking 10, I'll put Pursuit of Happiness at number 6. I don't think he got a 7th movie. I give him 6 though. I'll give him 6 movies. But yeah, Bad Boys 1, Bad Boys 2, I, Robot, Enemy of the State, and I Am Legend. Top 5. And Pursuit of Happiness will be that's it. All that other shit, that Gemini Man, garbage. With his son on space, garbage. He did another movie, Bad Boys 3 and 4 was garbage. I'm not even putting those bitches on the list. 6 Degrees of Separation, where Will Smith played a fruitcake, garbage. Not going on the list. Hancock. I'll probably throw Hancock on it. He'll be number 7. But I want to take it off of the list because I ain't like how they structured his powers. I ain't like that. It's like when you're around this girl, you lose your powers. Y'all should be, when you get around this girl, y'all both unstoppable together. Move to another planet and motherfucking repopulate and have a whole bunch of mixed kids that's superheroes. That should have been how it went, but no. But anyway, I give it the benefit of the doubt. But Will Smith been flopping since after I Am Legend. And I think that was 2007, 2006 or 2007. But like that was his last good movie. But let's hear time.
The connection between AI and Star Trek's data focuses on achieving artificial general intelligence, or AGI, and understanding synthetic minds. Data represents the ultimate goal for modern AI research, serving as a benchmark for neural networks and autonomous agents.
Yep. And autonomous agents. So I know people don't really like Star Trek like that. This is for my Star Trek fans, but like for those that's want to get into Star Trek, y'all can start anywhere. Y'all can start from the original series, TNG, DS9. I prefer y'all to watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine. But if y'all want to understand about the android data, then watch TNG. Because like they make like episodes like that when they ain't going against no alien threat and they running low on a motherfucking special effects budget. So we call these filler episodes, but some of TNG filler episodes are fucking phenomenal. Like I'm talking about just like standalone episodes, filler, like like the episode where motherfucking Riker was going crazy. I'm like, this is a good ass episode. I may not be seeing an alien or a motherfucker getting popped, with those shit battles, but like this is very compelling. We need to show more love to Jodie. Jodie be getting done wrong, man. Just like Harry Kim from Voyager. Why y'all be doing Kim like that? Why y'all be doing Jodie wrong? But anyway, when it comes to, and y'all just be giving Chief O'Brien the short end of the stick every chance y'all get. Leave Chief O'Brien alone, man. But anyway, that's the end of it. Let's see if they let us play a song again, because like maybe YouTube is upset that I'm playing a Fuck the Police song. So I'm about to get back on my second phone and try to play this again. And Vata, you let me know in the comments if everything is glitching. But yeah, Vata, thank you, Vata. I'll play this again, and Vata, you let me know in the comments if everything is glitching. Okay, y'all heard that. That shit played cool, right? Cool. Now let's see if my Fuck the Police play. Jesus, y'all gonna let me get my motherfucking play in. Right, fingers crossed. Let's play this and get up out of here.
Hey, Pig, you ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in.
Oh yeah, this is Councilman Training Day, by the way.
Had my shit pushed in.
My shit pushed in, bro, big time.
Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Ain't no time for talking, time to get the sparking. Catch a cop slipping while you walking out of market. Caught another target, walking out of Target. Put a C4 on this car, blowing up in Aston Martin. Show me my opponent, where's my opponent going? Just talking shit, where's everybody going? Running like some bitches, just started riding. I ain't scared to step up against these evil tyrants. No, I'm not complying. Bad Boy Alliance, I gotta be ruthless and so damn defiant. Government be lying, expose their assignment. Depopulation ain't keeping us divided. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. All you rough bad boys is getting put to sleep. Gonna need the world military to come and get me. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, 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 fuck the police. I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, 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 fuck the police. They fucked up on my first live. Let's see if we can try to get this double play. We gotta play this again for the double play.
Hey, Pig, you ever had your shit pushed in? Your shit pushed in. Question.
Double
Had my
play.
shit pushed in.
Worldwide exclusive.
My shit pushed in, bro, big time.
Fuck the police, born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to break the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Ain't no time for talking, time to get the sparking. Catch a cop slipping while you walking. Caught another target, walking out of Target. Put a C4 on this car, blowing up in Aston Martin. Show me my opponent, where's my opponent going? Just talking shit, where's everybody going? Running like some bitches, just started riding. I ain't scared to step up against these evil tyrants. No, I'm not complying. Bad Boy Alliance, I gotta be ruthless and so damn defiant. Government be lying, expose their assignment.
You might be laying down in a minute.
Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. All the boys is getting put to sleep. Gonna need the world military to come and get me. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolution. Fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police, fuck the police. I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police, I was born in the streets. Revolutionaries ain't scared to bring the heat. Fuck the police. Fuck the police, 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 fuck the police.
Glad everything played for the double play. Shouts out to everybody coming through. You already know what it is. Much love to the lovely goddess Vanta. Comply, baby. Salute, live and learn. Salute everybody that coming through. For all my Star Trek fans, for all my Trekkies, you already know what it is. Make sure if y'all want to get the Star Trek, better y'all start off on the original series, TNG, DS9, or Voyager. But if you want to learn more about the AI, watch TNG. If you want the best fucking storyline in Star Trek history, then y'all watch Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Real shit. And learn about, what they're aiming for. They're aiming for AGI. They're aiming to create a fucking data. But better. And plus, you got to think about all the technology that they're creating right now. And then China just made a fucking robot pregnant and shit. It's over. Now y'all just need the synthetic skin to make motherfuckers look realistic. And it's over. It's over. It's fucking over. All they need is the realistic shit. It's over. And it gotta be, I'm talking about like real realistic. And they're already putting sex bots in class to motherfucking teach students and shit. It's over. But let me get up out of here. Double play, double love. Thank you, baby. About to get up out of here. Shit. Damn, like today, Monday, I'm supposed to be off tonight. We'll think of something. If like we don't do anything else, we'll do something, or we'll just Detroit After Dark for 2, Vonta. You already know what it is. If you want to, or we go live. There the game go. If I find something interesting, I'll probably go live on it. But I know it's going on 11 o'clock over there. It's 10:20 over there. So let me let you get your rest on, get your chill on. Watch the movie I, Robot. I don't know what I'm gonna watch. I might just work on these last couple tracks. Got some more songs to do. I got these last 2 songs. And as a matter of fact, I don't think I even got Jordan on the album. So I might have to probably grab a song for me and Jordan that I didn't put on any album and throw it on the album, because I don't got a Jordan feature. I got a low-key feature though, but I don't got Jordan. And then it'll drop my shit down to one more song to do. I think I got Jordan on the track. No. Jordan just made some beats for me, so I was like, cool. Even if you don't hear Jordan on the track singing, I got a beat from him, so that's cool. But I'm almost finished with the Detroit rhythm, and then we're gonna motherfucker go live, and then do the album release party. I just have to pick a day. But if I get done with the album tonight, if I work on this last song and shit, it might be done in the afternoon, in the morning, or I might do it at night for a Detroit After Dark. So I would have to probably start around like 10:30, and hopefully shit'll get done before Vonta go to work. That's if I'm doing it sometime this week. But if I don't finish up a song, shit might be done by Friday. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just going with the flow. You already know. Be safe and comply, everyone. You already know. I wish I had an outro. I'll think of a Star Trek outro. I might grab one of them Klingon songs. But right now, we'll get up out of here before my shit start fucking up. And plus, my baby Vonta need get her chill on. She gonna be resting soon. Thank you, Vonta. I'm gonna go with the flow. You already know. This that Star Trek Live episode 22. I'm surprised I even made it to the 20 club. Love Star Trek. And I don't know what we're gonna talk about next on Star Trek. It's gonna be a minute. It's been 2 weeks, since I did this. So I was like, bump it, just give it time, rest, because I've been doing Star Trek loose like a motherfucker. Feel good to get like a 2-week vacation. But music, Vonta Wheel is all I need. You already know. Let's get up out of here. Dun, 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 dun.